and welcome to my channel, Exceedingly Good Reviews. On this channel I normally do my thoughts on videos, which is what I'm doing here today, but it's a my thoughts on video that's slightly different. My thoughts on videos are reviews of wrestling shows or pay-per-views. This, however, today is different. This today is a my thoughts video, my thoughts on the Knockouts division. Impact Wrestling's Knockout division, and where I think they should go, what I think they should do. Impact Wrestling has one of the best, if not the best, women's roster. It probably isn't the best. WWE, the wealth of female talent they've got, you've got to say they've got the best, but in my opinion, Impact Wrestling is definitely a close second. The female talent that they've currently got on their books, the female talent that they've had on their books, it's just a phenomenal roster. AEW is getting better with their female roster. Japanese Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, purchasing, or their parent company, absorbing and purchasing Stardom, and not overly knowledgeable on the Japanese wrestling scene. So I can't comment on that. But for North America wise, you've got Ring of Honor starting up a women's division, but that's nowhere near as good as Impact's. AEW's is getting better, but that's nowhere near as good as Impact's. Like I said, WWE, because of the wealth of talent that they've got, the familiarity about some of the talent that they've got. Charlotte Flair, everyone knows who Charlotte Flair is, Sasha Banks, your Bayley, your Asuka, the legends that they can call upon, Lita, Trish Stratus, Beth Phoenix, just a wealth of talent that they've got. They are number one. But Impact Wrestling is by far the clear second in this list, in my opinion. These are my thoughts, my opinions. My thoughts is that the Impact Wrestling female division, the Knockout division, is the second best in North America. It's a great division. I think every single one of their talent is a great wrestler, or is a developing wrestler who is showing signs of progression. Just this past week, the episode from Tuesday, the Impact Wrestling episode from Tuesday, we saw a moment where it was Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary taking on the team of Neva and Havoc, two great teams. After the match, the conclusion of the match, there's Tasha Steele and Kiera Hogan, another great team. And it just made me think. I thought of this point before, and I'm thinking again. This moment in the show reminded me, Impact Wrestling needs to bring back the Knockout Tag Team titles. If you could paper over and completely forget the lineage of the titles, their counterparts, the previous incarnation, the TNA Knockout Tag Team titles, they weren't taken as seriously as what they should. They were built around one team, and that was the Beautiful People. Whereas now, they had great female talent back then, don't get me wrong. I mean, you look at some of the teams that TNA, that were TNA Tag Team Champions, Rosita and Sarita, Taylor Wilde and Hamada. Obviously, different incarnations of the Beautiful People. You've had Tara and Miss Tessmacher, Brooke Tessmacher. That was a belt of a team. But the way it ended with ODB and Eric Young being your tag team champions, it left a sour note, a sour point, I think. Left it bitter, I think, the Knockout tag team division. And that's how it ended. That's where it was laid to rest. ODB and Eric Young was the final nail in the coffin for those tag team titles. I believe now is the time for Impact to strike, for Impact to recreate, rebrand, bring back Knockouts Tag Team titles with a new lineage. The Impact Knockout Tag Team titles. The three teams that I just mentioned, have a triple threat match at Bound for Glory to claim, to capture these new titles. Have them in a ladder match. Or better yet, have every team available compete in a match. I know that. I don't think that's possible. But like I said, you've got those three teams that I mentioned from a segment on Impact Wrestling. You've got Kylie Rae and Susie have interacted a lot. They've tag teamed together. You've got Kimberly is going along with Deonna Purrazzo, the current Knockout champion. They seem to be a team. You've got all these individuals that seem to be teaming together. To me, it was teasing me that they could potentially do a Knockouts tag team division once again. I think they need to do it. These women, there's so many women on their roster that are great. I have a list here below in front of me of the women on their roster. Alicia Edwards, she's someone who's improving. I've not seen her have a match for a while. I think her last match was in the Wrestle House little sketch, that thing that they were doing for a while. But from what I saw, she was improving. Deonna Purrazzo, the current champion, she's a great wrestler. Havoc, she's got that size, that look of an intimidating individual. You've got Jordynne Grace, once again, a size, a powerhouse, something different for their roster. She's been great. Kiera Hogan, she needs more of an opportunity, I feel. She's been underutilised. The Girl on Fire, well, I don't know if she's the Girl on Fire anymore since she's changed her hair colour to blue, but she's an amazing talent, and she's been teaming with Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz is on the list. Kimberly, like I said, has been teaming, helping Deonna Purrazzo. Madison Rayne's on commentary. She can come back for a match. She's still more than capable, I'm sure, of having a match. Bring her back as the nostalgia pop. Neva, as I said, teaming with Havoc. She's also of a big size. You know, she looks like she's a powerhouse. She's not of the size of Havoc, but still, she's an improving wrestler. Rosemary, I think, has been fantastic for years, and she's been criminally underutilised for the previous few years. Whether that's due to injuries or whatnot, I'm not sure, but she is criminally underutilised. She is fantastic. Susie, formerly known as Su Yung, once again, an excellent, top quality wrestler. Like I said, she's been teaming recently with Kylie Rae. They've formed a bond, a friendship. Tasha Steelz, as I mentioned. Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie's been on their roster for a few years. Even after John Morrison, then Johnny Impact, left, she stayed. She's the longest reigning Knockouts champion to date within the company. But what more has she done? You've got Tennille Dashwood. She's recently come back to the company. She's a great wrestler. Formerly Emma in WWE NXT. She's a fantastic wrestler. You've got all these fantastic wrestlers. And like I said, the ones that you could argue, well, she's not a fantastic wrestler. They're developing. They are developing their roster. They're developing their talent. These women, yes, okay, you could argue, like they've had in the past, is there enough depth here to have tag team champions? If you've got tag team champions, that's two ladies with the belt. You've got the Knockouts title, the singles title. That's another lady. So there's 3 women as your champions. And then if people are feuding with them, then that's another tag team, another 2 ladies, and someone competing for the Knockout singles title. That's another lady. So that's 6 of your women gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's nearly half of those women gone. Like I said, Madison Rayne isn't actually an active competitor on the roster. She's utilised as a producer and a colour commentator. But she could do a job, I'm sure she can, and she'd be happy to within the ring. You've got women, lady wrestlers like ODB that you can call upon, I'm sure, if you needed. Gail Kim, a legend. She's in the Hall of Fame. You've got Angelina Love's currently with Ring of Honor, but maybe Velvet Sky. There'll be other female talent out there, lady wrestlers, who you could possibly call upon to thicken out this roster. Whether they've got the financial clout to do it, I don't know. But in my opinion, I would bring back the Knockout tag team titles. I think there's too many ladies here competing just for one belt. Yes, maybe there's not enough to compete for tag belts and the Knockout singles title. 3 belts, 2 titles. So yeah, you could argue that point, but ultimately, yeah, there's just so much talent here. I mean, what do? Do you bring in a stepping stone title? Like the Intercontinental title is the stepping stone to the World title, WWE title in WWE. Do you bring some form of stepping stone title in? You could do, but how would that work? I'm not sure. Personally, I think it's got to be Knockout Tag Team titles. And this video is my thoughts on the Knockouts division and my thought that they should bring in, that Impact Wrestling should reintroduce the Impact Knockout Tag Team Champions for these fantastic really gifted, these quality female wrestlers to compete for. Please, Impact Wrestling, make it happen. It's been teased before. It's been teased in news articles and by some wrestlers. I'm sure Madison Rayne mentioned something about it before. Let's make it happen. Forget about the past. What is in the past is the past. You cannot change it. The past is the past. But the future, we can change. The future, if we introduce Knockout Tag Team titles, I think that will further the development, the further develop and make your female talent stand out even more than what they already are. And because their in-ring talent, their in-ring work is great, it's phenomenal. So yeah, Impact Wrestling, make it happen. Those are my thoughts on Impact Wrestling's Knockout division. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. And like I said in the comments, just let me know your thoughts on the Knockout division, women's wrestling as a whole, not only in Impact Wrestling, but in Ring of Honor, in AEW, in WWE, over in New Japan Pro Wrestling with the Stardom promotion, AAA in Mexico. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments on female wrestling in general. And let me know in the comments if you agree with me that Impact Wrestling should introduce Knockout tag team titles once again. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.